bad memory spirits too. They're the ones who are meant to do bad omens, so like they're doing bad luck, like a food source, people going missing, along those lines. So there's two different other things that were painted up there, and one of them was like a boy going to a coming of age ceremony. Now he was painted upside down. He had most of the time people painted upside down, meaning that they are either deceased or going through a coming of age ceremony. The only way we know that he's going through a coming of age ceremony is if there was two people painted next to him that are wearing ceremony hats. Now that rock art site was used as a campsite, not a sacred site, so people don't mind if everyone takes photos or shares with their friends and family or anything like that. Also wondering if you can fish in this gorge system, you certainly can. But you can only fish in this first gorge here. And you can only fish using lures and not bait. Big reason for that being is we have three different types of your freshwater turtles. So we have your long neck turtle, your big nose turtle, and your northern snappy turtle. Now they are protected species. But people have been eating turtle for a very long time, so they're allowed to fish with bait as well. And a few main fish though that you are going to catch with your lures, there's probably your barramundi, your catfish, or your black rib. Now there's been sawfish being caught recently in a few, like past recent years, as they're normally saltwater fish. They do tend to come up these ways as well. Now if you're an avid bird watcher, you would really like this place. But you'd like it much closer to the wetlands, or much closer to the wet season. Because all our birds, most of them are in the wetlands at the moment, so they're up in Kakadu or Kawinda. Now the birds that you might see is, we have the great bird heron here, we have the white-faced herons, we have your blue-winged kookaburras, we also have your kingfishers, your ospreys, your snake-necked darter birds. So we have all different types of birds. But we do have like a nice mating pair of white-bellied seagulls down at the very bottom of the first gorge, right where the jetty is. And then we also have the wedge-tailed eagle. So we also have two of the largest eagles in Australia. Just coming up on our right hand side, you should see all these trees that have all these roots that's just coming out into the river. Now these trees just here, they are called the chalky apple trees. They produce a fruit that looks like a chalky apple. Now, it doesn't taste very good, but what the young people used to do was they would let the fruit ripen, then it would fall into the water. They would soak in all that water, and they'll be able to eat it. It would taste a bit like an unripe pear. And now, on your left hand side, all these trees that look like tips of a pineapple, this is called your river pandanus. Now it's your Pandanus aquaticus. Now in Jalan they call it Jim Jim. That means fire stick. The reason for why it's called fire stick is you see all these roots at the very bottom of those pandanus. Some people used to get those roots, they'll dry them out for a few days and they'll put them over some hot coals and they'll be able to transport fire from one campsite to another, as those roots they'll burn very slowly like a cigarette or a cigar. Now we also have another type of pandanus, and it's your spring pandanus, your pandanus spiralis. Now that is the pandanus that is used to weave in your dilly bags and so forth. There's a few other ingredients that are used for making the dilly bags, and one of them is the grass that grows all throughout the cliff faces. It's your spinifex grass. So what Jalan used to do was they'd get that spinifex grass, run it down a little bit, and it would create this black resin, and it would act like glue. So I'd be able to put that in their dilly bags. Now you see all these trees around here have really silvery leaves or really papery bark. They're called the silver leaf paper bark trees. In Jalan they call it laruk. It is part of the tea tree family. Now that has many different uses. So you can use the paper bark as for shelter, or even to put on your rafts, as it's very waterproof and very durable. And with those leaves on the silver leaf paper bark tree, you can actually wet them and then put them on top of your fire, dance in the smoke, and it'll act like a natural mosquito repellent. It'll be a lot stronger than the ones that you've got at home, like your Bushman's or your AeroGuard. I'm assuming that crocodile is still where it was last time. Jumped in? Unlucky. Yeah, so freshwater crocodiles, they normally see a boat, they normally hear a stop, and they usually sort of run away pretty quickly. They don't like us too much. Now this tree that we just passed was just going around the left hand side, it's like normally like a nice bushy tree. Now, that is called a freshwater mangrove tree. We do have them spread all throughout the gorge. In Jalan they call them manya. And there's another crocodile on the left hand side, right in the water. Alright, I'm going back for this one. Hopefully the waves don't scare him away. If this boat likes reversing. Sorry guys, what's happening? But keep your eye out on the left side of the river. That's normally where most of them are at this time of day. Just because it's where the sun is, they're just trying to regulate their body temperature, so they're trying to heat themselves up. As they can't do it like a normal human being does. So they have to, in the mornings, you won't ever see them. But in the afternoons, because it's a lot warmer around here than it is in the water, they'll come out and they'll heat their bodies up. Now with that freshwater mangrove tree, what Jalan used to do is they'd put it in a dilly bag and they'd drop it in a still pool of water, and it would actually suck out all the oxygen from that water and it would stun the fish, bring them all to the surface. Now Jalan, they could only do that once or twice before it had a really bad effect on the fish. as you can see on the left hand side, you should be able to see a lookout man-made structure. That lookout is called Burraway Lookout. It was named after a Jawan elder, Sandy Burraway, who played a very integral role in helping the Jawan get their land back. Now, it's their shortest walk in Nitmiluk. It is 900 metres. Now, it's a really nice spot to be able to watch the sunset. But it does have a lot of steps, so just bring lots of water. And also, everyone, I just want you to be able to use your imagination for a quick moment. I want you to picture that lookout's on top of a crocodile's snout. You might be able to see where the head would be. Might even be able to see where the jawline would be. Might even be able to see where I spent the last few weeks chiseling out teeth marks for you all. Now, he's an old friend of everyone's here. He's called Justin. Just in case we didn't see a crocodile today. Now these two boats that are tied up on our left hand side, one of them is a normal tour boat and the other one is our power boat, so it's our speed boat. Now, that's the one without the roof, and that boat is one of the main reasons how we get our boats from the first gorge into the second. Through the wet season, we just be able to just tow them straight through. We also offer tours with it, that's a lot of fun. They do go through a lot of rapids and they go all out from the bottom of the first gorge, so just where we're coming back to now, all the way to the top of the third gorge. And then back, and that takes about 35 minutes. So if you're ever out here during the wet season, especially around January, February, definitely recommend coming out and checking it out. You do get a life jacket and you do get very wet.
I'll give that one a pass.
Now everyone, just coming up on our right hand side, this creek that's coming up, it's called 17 Mile Creek. Now this is 17 miles from the North Crossing, otherwise known as the old township of Katherine. Now this creek here is a pretty big reason why this first gorge will never go completely empty, but it's also the biggest reason why there's no swimming in this first gorge anymore. Because up until 14 years ago, you used to be able to. But the rangers, they couldn't survey this area properly and no one could sign a piece of paper saying that this was going to be perfectly safe to swim in. So they decided against it. Now swimming's only open from the second gorge onwards, because this is a really good spot for saltwater crocodiles to be able to sort of hide out in a dry season if they've been trapped in here. So, a bit more for safety's sake. And everybody, as you can see, we're basically back to where we started. And I want to teach you one last Jawan word. It's called bo, and it means until next time. So I do want to give you all just a massive thank you from myself, everyone here at Nitmiluk Tours, all Jawan people, thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed my tour, once there was a bit of a bumpy one. And bo.
Oh,